Hey, it's Erik here, and I've been getting a lot of comments and phone calls and people asking me about the sale of the business that we just sold about a few weeks ago. And the questions have been like, how did you do it? Why did you do it? How did you know the time? All of this kind of stuff. And it got me thinking about some of the things that I did on accident that helped me increase the value of the business when we went into negotiations with the buyer. So, and it really did, and it's something that I can practically take today in my new businesses that I'm buying and use that to increase the valuation of the business on a sale eventually. And at the very least, it helps me grow faster in my current businesses. So here's that thing. But before I get to that, if you do want to talk to me about buying a franchise, if you got $100,000 liquid and about $1 million net worth, I love to talk to people like that. Anything less than that, I still may be able to have you talk to a member of my team, and just go to talkwitheric.com and we can figure all that out. But I want to get to the point of this video and give you this one thing that I'm doing on every new business that I start. And so let me give you a little backstory. So when we bought Solo Salon Studios, it was a new brand. They'd really just sold it to friends and family up to that point. And then I got wind of it and met with the founders and just fell in love with the brand and really enjoyed the founders and thought we can build this thing. And it was early on in the evolution of the brand. So there wasn't a whole lot of security because it was a newer brand, but that is common with newer brands. So I ended up securing the Orange County, California territory. And I couldn't do it all myself. I didn't have the funds, the money to do it all myself. So I brought in 3 other partners and we formed a group. And we decided to lock up or grab the whole market of Orange County, California. And if you know about Orange County, it's very different than my dining room view right now. It is, there's lots of room to grow, lots of room to expand your franchise in Orange County, California. So that's exactly what we did. We got the 3 of us, 4 of us together, and we started to build out locations, and then we came back for more because we had 12 locations that were about ready to be built out. We came back to the franchisor and said, hey, we're ready to do another 3 because we think we can put them in these different markets. So they said, okay, here you go. So we came back and bought another 3. And so nobody else could come in and build around us because we were the ones that were in that market actually building and growing and doing the things that good franchisees do, which is open up locations. So they gave us the ability to open up 3 more over a couple years. So soon after we bought those, the franchisor came to us, and that's when we started to talk to them about possibly exiting and just plans in general. And turns out that it was going to be a good fit for somebody to buy our locations there. And one of the things that was interesting to the buyers, multiple buyers of the Orange County location, are people that want to continue to grow. So they didn't want to just buy an existing portfolio of 12 locations. They wanted to get locations that they could get in, open up, cash flow, and then continue to expand into the market. Well, we had the market on lockdown for a couple years because we purchased more rights to more territories. And so other people couldn't come in and do that. So there's value in that. There's value in blocking everybody out. And I like to say when you buy multiple territories, it's an offensive and defensive move. It's offensive because you're going in and you want to open up more locations. And so you get to choose where you're going to open up. It's defensive because you're pushing everybody out. But it's not just a defensive move to push people out and keep people away. That defensive move actually can increase the value of your business if the person wanting to buy your business sees the exclusivity as valuable. And most of the time, exclusivity equals value. So anyway, go back to the salon story. That's exactly what happened. They wanted our existing locations, but they also wanted the ability to grow in that region. So what that means, what the buyer wants increases the price because you pay for what you want. And a sale of a business is really just what a seller's willing to sell it for and a buyer's willing to pay for it. And that's why I like to go in and buy as big of an area that I can. And that's not just saying go in and grab a massive area. This businesses that I just bought in Denver, I did Denver specifically because Denver is one of the hottest markets in the country for franchising. And there's 2 or 3 others. If you ever spoken with me about that, I'm very open with what the hottest markets in franchising are in other parts of the country, but Denver's definitely one of them. If you've been in franchising, you know that to be true. So that's why I went to Denver. We only got 6 locations at this point. And we could have bought the whole market, but it didn't fit with what we were going to do. And we didn't want to bring in more partners to be able to financially do it and get them open up in time. So we stuck with ours. We got them in strategic areas so we can grow and block other people out and allow room for us to grow. So when you get into a franchise that is a newer brand and it's going to continue to grow over the years and grow rapidly, which by the way, there's very few of them that actually do that. I know of, probably 2 of them right now that have hit that stride and are actually, doing what they said they're going to do, which is, again, uncommon out there. But these ones are actually doing that, and I'm an owner in one of those. And they're doing that. They're doing just that. So I want to get in early, grab choice markets. And I have some personal friends of mine that are looking at some of the top markets in the country just because of that. Just because what I'm talking to you about right now is the reason they're going out of their normal where they live or their normal spot where they would start a business, and they're going into key markets that are very conducive for high resale values, because there's a lot of demand in these markets for people that want to be in franchising. And whether they sell out unopened territories at some point as a backup plan, or the values increase because they have one of the hottest markets in the entire country on lockdown. And so anyway, I thought that would be valuable to some of you out there as you're actually looking at buying some different franchises. But the key is make sure it's a franchise that can actually grow, that can actually do what they say they're going to do, because talk is cheap. When I talk to people, it's the same way. Everyone says, Eric, I'm doing this, I'm going to do that. And it doesn't matter to me what people say, it matters what they actually do. It's the same with the franchise. If the franchise is actually doing something on the track to open up a lot of franchises, that's more important to me than someone sitting there telling me, we're going to do this, we're going to be big, we're going to be number one, whatever it is that they're saying. If they're actually doing it, and there's things that you can identify along the process to see if they're actually doing that. And one of those is early on, our LOIs getting signed, our leases getting signed, our franchisees opening up as they thought they would, as quickly as they anticipated. And sometimes it's the franchisee's fault, and sometimes the franchisor is just not ready to support the growth. And I've seen it often, and I know the signs to look for. So if you ever want to talk about something like that, talk with Erik, ERIK.com.